Prince Harry left the UK over 3 years ago after his shock exit from the royal family back in 2020 with wife Meghan Markle. The couple currently reside in California with their 2 kids, but the Duke is said to be looking for a second residence back in his home country, according to a source. OK. Reports. According to the source, the 39-year-old prince is eager for his family to split their time between the UK and the US despite his father King Charles evicting him and Meghan from their previous home of Frogmore Cottage earlier this year. The couple were left homeless in the UK after handing back their keys, and it's believed that the Duke was refused royal accommodation during his most recent trip to London for the Well Child Awards last month. Despite all of this and his current frosty relationship with his relatives, Harry is still said to be keen to return to his home country more often with Meghan and their 2 kids. However, his desire to move back home is said to be causing some tension between him and Meghan, who would like to remain in the US on a permanent basis. The source told OK, there is a divide between the couple on this issue, but they will soon start looking for a property of their own near London, and Harry is very much leading this. They won't be asking the king for a property on the royal estate due to the issue that arose with Frogmore Cottage. Making use of a small apartment in Kensington Palace from time to time isn't out of the question, but when it comes to a home in the UK, they will purchase that themselves. Since the Sussexes' fallout with the royals following their bombshell departure from the firm, the Duchess has only returned to the UK a couple of times, one of which was for the late Queen's funeral in September last year. Harry, however, has returned to the UK on a handful of occasions without Meghan in the past year. According to royal expert Duncan Larcombe, it's likely that the Duke will regularly continue to come back to the UK regularly without her in the future, just as he has for past occasions such as Prince Philip's funeral in April 2021, and the unveiling of Princess Diana's statue 3 months later. Duncan says, "We've seen Harry come back on his own to the UK before, most recently for the anniversary of the Queen's death. Harry's got more reason to come back to the UK than Meghan, so I think we would see these trips, especially if he's involved with things like the Invictus Games, where most of the people who work for that are in London. It's unlikely that Meghan will want to spend much time in the UK," Duncan continues. "She has shown no sign that she holds any kind of love for England. She's not given any hints that she would want to move back, even temporarily, to the UK. But I think it does make sense for Harry to have a UK base and for the couple to therefore have somewhere." The expert believes that one of the main driving forces behind Harry's desire to move back home is for his children, Archie, 4 and 2-year-old daughter Lilibet. He explained, "If they don't have a base here, Harry's children are going to grow up not knowing their cousins, uncles or aunts, or any of their family. They're growing up fast and his father isn't getting any younger. I think he would want to do this before it's too late. I think the idea of that would be pretty tough on Harry. I think he'd want his children to have a relationship with their cousins and, in time, his father and William." OK's source also believes that the Sussexes are beginning to think about where their children could go to school, but claims that the jury's still out on that one, as Harry is swinging more towards England, while Meghan is happy for them to be educated stateside. Last week, both Harry and Meghan opened up about their fears for their kids' futures in the digital age at their first in-person Archewell Foundation event on World Mental Health Day in New York. Speaking at a parents' summit which they organized for the event, Harry said, "As parents, my wife and I are concerned about the next generation growing up in a world where they are treated as digital experiments. Meghan echoed these worries as she added, "I feel fortunate that our children are at an age, again quite young, so this isn't in our immediate future, but I also feel frightened by how it's continuing to change and this will be in front of us." Talking about their visit, Duncan says, "Harry and Meghan looked every inch the power couple in New York and seemed to be very united and strong. They are clearly united in protecting their children in the difficult world they are growing up in. They both want the best for them." Duncan believes that in terms of the couple potentially having different views on how often they'd like to visit the UK, there may be another reason drawing Harry back in addition to wanting his kids to have a better relationship with his family. The expert claims that it's likely Harry would like to rekindle some old bonds with his childhood pals who has lost touch with since leaving the UK. He said, "He must feel very isolated from the people he had great friendships with growing up. He had a small, tight-knit circle of friends he could trust, and in California he is thousands of miles away from them." One of Harry's most notable friendships that Hess lost is with his elder brother Prince William, who he once shared a very close bond with. The two royals are said to have fallen out over the Duke's decision to quit the monarchy, and Harry has since gone on to make a number of shocking accusations against William in both his Netflix docuseries and tell-all memoir Spare. Join the Daily Record's WhatsApp community here and get the latest news sent straight to your messages. Speaking of their ongoing feud, Duncan said, "There's no sign, unfortunately, of the rift healing between William and Harry and Meghan and Kate. But Harry will be acutely aware that his children are isolated from his family back home. Meghan has talked about the importance of family, so you would hope that she would support Harry."